about negotiations, right? Politics.
And we're out of time. So you.
Hey y'all, Gravity, any day above ground living. Hope you guys had a fantastic start to your weekend because it's Friday. I know some of y'all got paid. It's all good though. I ain't gonna beg. But quick live. I don't want to stay on here too long because I got an errand to run before I go to the plantation. HBCUs. They're a point of contention with us. Yes, we're glad that they're there, but sometimes, depending on the school, it could be a not so great thing. And of course, the HBCUs have been a focal point of these elections for the past 4 years. Yeah, hell, we can even go back to Obama. They've always been seen to be brought up when it comes to politics. So today I figured, let's see, with the fall of affirmative action, let's see if HBCUs were affected. And we can decipher it. But before we do that, let's see who's in the building. Miss Nisi, good morning. Jerry Bedford, good morning. Cosma Fury, good morning. Reparations Nation, good morning. Daughter of the Most High, you seem new, but welcome. Good morning. And for those who haven't said anything in the live chat or the comments, good morning. So as we do here customarily, we will be doing the enforcement of certain internet laws. Vincent Taylor and Tommy Dorsey, good morning as well. So let's begin with that.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose, such as criticism, commenting, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
All right. So I was perusing around. I found a couple articles in a video that we're going to go over now. One of these articles, I'm just going to warn you, is from a source that we don't like, but I want to use it for reference. So we're going to start there so we can just get it out the way. We'll start back in March. Now, this ain't the one that you're not going to like, but we'll start there. I want to kind of go in order a little bit based on dates. So this is the first one. Tabernacle. So this is from Higher Education Dive or Higher Ed Dive. So it says some HBCUs are seeing enrollment surge. Here's why. Leaders experiencing headcount increases attribute them to a racial awakening, student success efforts, and new funding. Now, for those who don't know, since the scamdemic, HBCU enrollment has risen. I guess, people want to get away from the dirty folk. Now, for people which are going to try to tell me that sounded racist, anybody can be dirty. Anybody. It's just I'm just saying students want to get away from dirty folk. Not saying that there's no dirty folk on HBCU campuses, but just want to get away from dirty folk. Dirty folk. You watch my stream daily. That's a blessing. I appreciate that. Thank you. Val Williams, good morning. All right, let's read. Now, this was back in March. Shout out to Morgan State. Interest in attending Morgan State University, a historically black college in Baltimore, has reached historic highs over the past few years. Since 2018, the public university saw its enrollment surge 27% with 9,808 students attending the institution this past fall. The university has set its sights on reaching 10,000 students by 2030, says Kala Granville, Morgan State's Director of Undergraduate Admission and Recruitment. Granville credited the university's growth to its recent move to the Common Application, which houses a single online form used to apply to over 1,000 member institutions. She also pointed to the university's aggressive student retention policies and being a mid-sized institution near Washington, D.C. Many of Morgan State's new students hail from out of state, she noted. But other HBCUs are seeing similar growth, bucking the enrollment decreases experienced at colleges and universities throughout the country in recent years. HBCUs nationwide saw enrollment growth in fall 2021 and fall 2022, even as student headcounts sank across the country, according to data from the National Student Clearinghouse Research Center. Overall enrollment dipped at HBCUs in fall 2023, though the research center's executive director noted that fewer of them provided data in time to be reflected in the final count. Among the institutions that have seen enrollment surges is the nation's largest HBCU, North Carolina A&T State University. Its enrollment reached 13,883 students in fall 2023, an increase of nearly 3% compared to the previous academic year. Others include Howard University, Delaware State University, North Carolina Central University, Wilberforce University, and the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. HBCU leaders see these headcount increases credit several reasons for them. Many point to internal policies and practices, such as new retention and recruitment efforts and academic support for incoming students for their recent success. Some HBCU leaders say new sources of philanthropic and government funding has fostered that growth. But according to Granville, the enrollment growth at Morgan State and many HBCUs in general has also been driven by the political climate. Students witnessed racial disparities in health outcomes during the C-19 and saw protests erupt over police brutality following the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Now, students are navigating how colleges will assess their applications following the Supreme Court's ruling last year banning race-conscious admission policies, says Granville. When this fell, family who was here, what did I say? Did I not say that this is the perfect opportunity for Black folks to go back to the HBCUs? Even Miss Granville said it. That's a blessing, Val. That's a blessing. Gives Val's nephew a round of applause. That's a blessing. Now he got 3 more, and then he should be able to change the world. That's a blessing. Due to these developments, students are seeking institutions that will allow them to be their full selves from a racial and ethnic standpoint. I'm going to keep my comments to myself. Something HBCUs have historically provided to the academic benefit of their students, said Granville. Students are wanting to find spaces where they are seen and welcome and affirmed, said Granville. That contributes to their ability to succeed because they are making those big connections with faculty, with staff who are truly invested in their success. In general, the enrollment increase has been driven by historically Black colleges' ability to take in students who are diverse in their academic backgrounds, worldviews, and college aspirations. Nadria Njoku, Assistant Vice President of UNICEF's Frederick D. Patterson Research Institute, said in an email. The Institute studies how to improve educational opportunities for African Americans. Couldn't just say Black students. Okay. We're still using Jesse Jackson's language. Okay. It's going to take years to break it, family. I understand. One day we'll look and it'll say on applications, Black American and non-Black American, those that do not have Black American descent, those not of Black American origin. It'll say it one day. I see it. I understand. I know y'all just drank your coffees or your teas and you groaned in the cup. Please be careful. It's hot. I don't want you to burn your gums or your tongue or your lips. So please be careful. And do not drop your Stanley cups. Those are very expensive. Please don't do that. Okay. When students search for post-secondary institutions that fit their needs, HBCUs stand out as welcoming places, said Njoku. Interest surrounding HBCUs swelled in 2020 when protests swelled following the police killings of Floyd and Taylor. Those events elevated racial tensions in the U.S. and placed a spotlight on the importance of HBCUs, which have historically served as an important catalyst of the Black middle class, said Harry Williams, president and CEO of Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Since then, tens of millions of dollars in new funding has poured into historically Black colleges through the HBCU Transformation Project, a project launched in 2022 that aims to help institutions grow enrollments and improve graduation rates. The Transformation Project is led by a group of organizations that support HBCU, including UNICEF and UNCF and the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Institutions also received the influx of pandemic relief money from the federal government and philanthropic donations from celebrities, companies, and billionaire philanthropists, including author Mackenzie Scott and former Netflix CEO Reed Hastings and his wife, producer Patty Quillen. The excitement for HBCUs right now is at an all-time high, and the interest is at an all-time high, Williams said. Not every institution credits their enrollment growth to a racial awakening or tensions. At 617 students, Wilberforce University's fall 2023 enrollment grew almost 28% over the previous academic year and nearly 13% higher than pre-pandemic levels, according to data provided by the college. But Wilberforce president Van Newkirk credits the university's enrollment growth to a strong brand. It's the oldest private HBCU in the nation that is owned and operated by African Americans. Well, that's cool. Sorry. I'm just drinking on this water. The university uses its history and general location to market itself to students from the Midwest, the Mid-Atlantic, and foreign countries, said Newkirk. It's the only private HBCU in Ohio and one of just 3 private HBCUs located in non-Confederate states. The university has also taken an aggressive approach to retaining students in recent years using advanced data analytics and more intrusive advertising and counseling, said Newkirk. Through its approach, first-year retention increased from under 60% to 73% in less than 2 years, he said. Officials expect further retention increases next fall. The University of Maryland Eastern Shore saw its overall enrollment grow 19% between the 2021 and 2023 fall terms, reaching 2,840 students. With that increase, the public university has nearly returned to its pre-pandemic enrollment figures. University leaders attribute that growth to the administration's strategic plans and on-the-ground decision-making. The university, for instance, launched programs aimed at enticing both local and national prospective students, said Daryl Isom, the university's director of admissions and recruitment. The university also attempted to remove barriers to enrollment, got faculty more involved with ensuring students are on track, and is using alumni and current students to assist with recruitment efforts, said LaToya Jenkins, the university's vice president of enrollment, management, and student experience. We definitely have benefited from an enrollment increase, said Jenkins, but it has been a culmination of the year's work. Still being at HBCU has helped. Isom pointed to several high-profile graduates at HBCUs in recent years, including Vice President Kamami, who attended Howard University. Okay. All right. All right. Kamami. All right. She's really been able to champion the benefit of HBCUs to make students understand that by coming to an HBCU, they're not compromising anything. They will receive a quality education that will get them to wherever they would like to go, Isom said. I'm going to keep my comments to myself. HBCU officials also say their institutions are positioned to meet the needs of students coming from undeserved communities. The University of Maryland Eastern Shore, for instance, regularly serves students struggling with math and reading. The university has leaned into its summer learning program to help incoming students get ready for college, Jenkins said. Because we are poised to listen to our students and too often help the underserved and marginalized communities, we could anticipate the needs of our students and our student demographics and to be able to answer those needs, Jenkins said. The U.S. Supreme Court's 2023 decision to effectively eliminate race-conscious admissions may lead to more interest among Black students in attending HBCUs, Williams said. Some HBCUs, including Morehouse College, Howard University, and Clark Atlanta University, have been reportedly preparing for a surge in applicants due to the fallout of the decision. The ruling could cause Black students to turn to HBCUs if their acceptance rates at predominantly white institutions decrease, which they did, or if they believe they would face racial discrimination or danger on those campuses, said Njoku with UNICEF. Williams believes African-American applicants will decline at some top-ranked colleges following the Supreme Court's decision, which they did. The same way applicants to top public institutions in California fell when the state opted to stop factoring race into its admissions decision in 1996. Instead, those students will opt to attend top HBCUs, Williams said. There'll be some hesitation among African-American students about whether to apply because the signal is we may not be welcome here, Williams said. Therefore, you may want to go to a place where you're going to want to feel welcome. That's a nice way to say that we don't have white people on our campus, so they might not go. Fuck it. You know what? Let's just go to the vortex now, because we're all adults here, so we can talk frank, and a lot of us have children, so we can talk frank with each other.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
All right, we're in the vortex. Let's just call it what it is. A lot of our children are around all the other races. Nothing wrong with that, but they want to continue that because, again, a lot of our compatriots and contemporaries that have children, they don't teach our kids about themselves. They really don't. It's happening now, but it didn't happen back then. So a lot of our kids have this kumbaya attitude, and then it sucks watching them get their wake-up call that the world is not on the same type of time. I mean, we're just gonna call it what it is. We're not trying to make our kids racist or have them have a central understanding that it's black over everything, because that is the thing, but we also understand we still have to walk around this system. But I think it would behoove us as parents to make sure that our kids know everything before they go out that door, from the first day of kindergarten or preschool to the first day of college. They have to get that learning. They have to get that. That's going to save their lives out here, and they're going to understand the world. I would love for our 8-year-olds to understand the world. I would love that shit. I would love for them to call that stuff out so it doesn't look like they're cooning. I would love that shit, but that's just my thoughts. I'm gonna make sure my kid, I got to make sure she understands the world she's walking into. Because I don't know what these parents are teaching their kids. I don't know. And of course the AC turns on. Probably telling me to calm down. Anyway, let's continue. But the decision was pretty narrowly tailored to focus on the elite schools, the Harvards, Williams added. It's still too early to tell how the decision will ultimately impact applications, he added. Now, again, this was in March, and we just went over that a couple weeks ago. We saw the impact. Harvard still ain't letting motherfuckers in. Woo! Harvard still ain't letting motherfuckers in. And it got worse. You know what? We're in the vortex, correct? Yes, we are. We might as well play it. That good old one. Might as well play it. Since we're talking about affirmative action. Because y'all don't listen to us. You know, the woke. Well, I awoke one day and created this.
But you didn't believe me. Why didn't you believe me?
Embarrassing.
Y'all still hurt? School's gonna start in a month for some of you. You still mad? You got to go to that school you didn't want to go to? Hey, David, Jajang. I know you're on your way to Duke. Shout out to you. We know you wanted to go to Harvard. Hey, guess what? Doesn't matter. You're still going to get snow regardless.
But you didn't believe me. Why didn't you believe me?
Embarrassing.
You went to the Duke Honors Program. You wanted to go to the Harvard program where you would have been a regular student. Make the most of your opportunity. That's all I'm going to say. Just make sure the people there, because you're kind of semi-famous right now because, you know, Nightline interviewed you. Just make sure when you start talking to folk and they want to know your family history, make sure that your parents are legacy Georgetown alumni and your sister went to upper echelon school as well. Don't lie to them. Don't lie to them, because they'll look you up, and as soon as they put your name in, your Nightline interview finna pop up, and then you ain't gonna have nobody to talk to on campus. I'm just saying. But we're gonna go back to this article. Granville at Morgan State said she doesn't buy the assumption that HBCUs will receive an outpouring of applicants in the wake of the Supreme Court decision. Students are choosing large public institutions as selective universities because they value attending them, regardless of their background, she said. At least she told the truth. As an African-American woman, Granville said she wouldn't forego applying to Harvard University because the admissions office couldn't consider her race. Of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. Here we go. I want to go to Harvard because I want to go to Harvard, said Granville. If a student has a particular aspiration for themselves, they're going to continue to move forward in that because that is essentially what's driving their interest. Miss Granville, respect. We've already heard the truth. Don't tell this lie. Everybody wants to go to Harvard just so they can wear the Harvard sweatshirt, so they can tell their people they went to Harvard, so they can throw it in your face. So please, don't. You were doing so well, and then you started telling this lie. Harvard is a flex. Even though it's a waning flex, it's still a flex. Just like Yale's a flex. Just like Cornell's a flex. Just like Columbia's a flex. Just like Brown is a flex. Just like Northwestern is a flex. Just like UC Berkeley, Pepperdine, those are flexes. UNC, it's a flex. It's a name. Just saying. Still, students are noticing the impact and benefits that HBCUs bring to their communities. They are realizing you can get the same quality of education, same level of opportunities by going to one of our institutions versus going to so-called Ivy League schools, Williams said. Some HBCUs have had to right-size their campuses to adjust to their newfound growth with new courses and more housing, employees, and services. Take the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, where administrators believe they've created a foundation for continuing enrollment increases, Isom said. But that growth has created a need to expand its housing. Morgan State, Wilberforce, and Maryland Eastern Shore are all either planning or working on projects to renovate or build new residential facilities. Wilberforce also increased its faculty size since fall 2022 and developed a comprehensive plan that calls for more retail space and athletic expansion, said Newkirk. Morgan State has also added faculty as well as class sessions, dining spaces, and advising resources, said Granville. Everything has to be scaled, said Granville, but that work needs to be funded, a necessity that could prove challenging, excuse me, considering HBCUs have still been historically underfunded. Despite recent financial windfalls, but remember, Biden and his shills done told us that this was money that they already had budgeted. But when I told them that they got a $3 billion windfall, they said I was crazy. Okay. The Biden administration recently reported that 16 states have collectively underfunded their land grant HBCUs by over $12 billion over the past 3 decades. Some HBCUs have responded to the influx of students by leaning on UNICEF for help with fundraising and advocating for more financial resources that can help them expand, said Njoku. The Thurgood Marshall College Fund has also helped in those fundraising efforts, Williams said. We anticipate that the growth will continue in a very positive way, but we still got to work extremely hard to get the resources to our schools, Williams said. No matter how many applications that they get, students are still looking for quality facilities, quality programs, quality outcomes. And there's that. So that was the first one. Hey, y'all need to go tap Brett Favre's pockets one time. Go tap Mississippi's pockets. All right. Let me see how long this. Oh, Jesus. Well, it's not that bad. All right. We got to go to the rot. I don't even know why this chick is on the screen. I don't even know who the hell that is. Anyway. It says why HBCU enrollment is exploding and what officials are doing to keep it that way. Now, this was on July 5th, so a week ago. School is out for the summer, but HBCUs across the country only have a few more weeks to enjoy the silence before record numbers of new students hit their campuses in the fall. Good news for the schools that have been producing a large percentage of Black professionals and students of color. Damn. They just couldn't wait till the first. They couldn't wait to slip that in later. Damn. Students of color. All right. Seeking a more nurturing and inclusive college experience. All right. As Forbes reported, Howard University saw a 12% increase in applications for their incoming freshman class this year, receiving 37,000 applicants for just 2,500 seats. According to Florida A&M University, or FAMU, have almost doubled in the last 2 years. The Tallahassee HBCU received over 20,000 applications for less than 4,000 seats. The surge in interest is even impacting lesser-known HBCUs like Edward Waters University in Jacksonville, Florida, which has seen an over 160% increase in applications since 2019. Jennifer Price, Edward Waters' Vice President of Enrollment Management, told Forbes that admitting more students has helped the school's reputation and influence to grow, creating a positive feedback loop that attracts even more high-quality applicants in the future. I want to see what this woman looks like. Wait, no, she said Edward Waters. Let me see what this. Excuse me. Damn, I gotta pay for this article. Screw that. Let me see. Edward Waters University. Y'all trolling me, right? Damn. Nasty work. Say less. Nasty work. You know what? It is what it is. She was the most qualified. It is what it is. Do your thing. Not even. I don't even know what to say. I'll let y'all say it. I ain't got no words. Damn. Let's go back. Jennifer Price Edward Waters, Vice President of Enrollment Management, told Forbes that admitting more students has helped the school's reputation and influence to grow, creating a positive feedback loop that attracts even more high-quality applicants in the future. Experts have pointed to several factors that have contributed to the increase in HBCU interest, including conservatives. Yes, let's get it. Hey, conservatives, you're about to get dissed because y'all don't listen. Experts have pointed to several factors that have contributed to the increase in HBCU interest, including conservatives' efforts to dismantle diversity, equity, and inclusion programs at schools around the country, and the Supreme Court's June 2023 decision to take away colleges and universities' ability to consider race as a factor in admissions. HBCUs also have a proven track record of producing alumni who succeed in their chosen fields. According to White House data, 40% of all Black engineers, 50% of Black lawyers, 70% of Black doctors, and 80% of Black judges. But as more students apply to HBCUs, more still needs to be done to make sure schools have the resources to keep them there. According to the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, HBCUs endowments are 1/8 the average size of historically white colleges and universities. The schools are also doing their part to attract and retain new students by expanding their offerings. Xavier University in New Orleans signed an agreement in April with Ochsner Medical Center to establish a medical school, joining only 4 other historically Black medical schools in the United States. Philanthropists are also stepping up to help, with big money donors like Rhonda Stryker, Mackenzie Scott, Netflix chairman and co-founder Reed Hastings, contributing millions to HBCUs around the country. Michael A. Bailey, executive director of undergraduate admissions and transfer services at North Carolina Central University, told Forbes that the recognition is long overdue. I believe HBCUs are finally getting the recognition they deserve. We're being looked at for the excellent education environment we produce. So there's that. All right. Now we move on to this article. This is from Clutch Points. Now, this was a day after that Root article. HBCU enrollment surges despite nationwide decline in college attendance. HBCU enrollment has continued to remain high due to several factors. I'm pretty sure they're probably just going to name the same thing. Yeah. This looks like somebody from the Root, whoever wrote that article, just passed it off to their man and they just rewrote it. So what we're going to do is put this in the chat. Before I get out of here, I found this PBS. I guess, video article. And we're going to take a look at it. I'm kind of curious to see what they said in here. Now, this came out in September of 2022. So affirmative action was still there. But I was curious. I wanted to see. I wanted to see something. And then we'll get out of here.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in
The total number of undergraduate college students in the U.S. has dropped by almost 10% during the pandemic. But it's been a different story for some time at many historically Black colleges and universities, or HBCUs, where interest and funding have increased. Applications were up nearly 30% at many of these schools between 2018 and 2021. And top tier HBCUs are increasingly becoming the first choice for some of the country's most sought after students. Yet, HBCUs face some fundamental challenges too. Special correspondent Hari Srinivasan has this report. It's the first in our latest series on rethinking college.
I turned down Harvard and UC Berkeley. Harvard, Penn, Yale, Duke, USC, Emory.
Right.
Do you see that man's face when she started naming off the colleges she gave up? You see that man's face?
On rethinking college.
I turned down Harvard and UC Berkeley. Harvard, Penn, Yale, Duke.
Look at his face like, what are y'all retarded? All right.
USC, Emory, right down the street, Vanderbilt.
These are all the places sophomores Cadence Patrick and Sakai Parker turned down to come to Spelman College, an all-women's HBCU, or historically Black college and university in Atlanta.
There's no, you have to pass this test to prove that you're good enough, to prove that you're smart enough, because we've already...
I like how that girl that was just walking in the shot, she had on a Morehouse sweatpants. She must have got that from a man. You heard what I said.
Hey!
You heard what I said.
All women's HBCU, or historically Black college and university.
See?
In Atlanta.
There's no, you have to pass this test to prove that you're good enough, to prove that you're smart enough, because we've already shown our excellence. In high school, I noticed like if I had a good like academic standing or a success, it was more so like, wow, I didn't know you could do that, rather than this is what's expected of you here.
For Parker, on a pre-med track with a health science major, it was her experience at her...
Hey, that was Vivian. That was Professor Banks.
It was more so like, wow, I didn't know you could do that, rather than this is what's expected of you here.
Hello, Professor Banks.
Parker, on a pre-med track with a health science major, it was her experience at her majority white high school that led her here.
I feel like I had the responsibility to represent for the Black community, but also speak for other people about their experiences that I have no idea about. It was
No. Oh, Lord. No. Speak for yourself. Don't do that. We all can't talk for the entirety of the Black community. Don't do that. Please don't do that. That gets you in trouble. That gets you in trouble. Please don't. Because you just said you went to a predominantly white high school. Please don't. It sounds like this is the most Black people you've been around outside of your family. Don't do that. You ain't lived long enough. Please don't do that. Live your truth.
School that led her here.
I feel like I had the responsibility to represent for the Black community, but also speak for other people about their experiences that I have no idea about. It was very exhausting having to represent all the time.
Patrick, who...
Bruh, what? What? We got to get our sons and daughters tabernacle. We got to get to them. Man, all you got to do is be yourself. That's the best representation you can do as a Black person. Be yourself. Y'all love the code switch way too much. Stop code switching. It's okay. Be your authentic self. We love the average black person. We love the blurs. We love the ones that listen to heavy metal as long as you're not cooning. We love the ones that are car enthusiasts. We love the ones that are sports enthusiasts. We love our jocks. We love the pretty girls. We even love the stuck-up ones. Just be yourself. We don't need you to be in your predominantly white high schools being over black. We don't need that. That's where we get the stereotypes. It's okay. They look at you already. As much as they want to claim that they don't look at color, it's the first thing they see with you is your color. Just represent yourself proper. Get like Brother DSB and Good Morning, like he said. Just get, you don't need to speak for us. Vincent Taylor said, go get your education and be done with it. That's it. Damn it.
Who's studying computer science, said her parents were split on her decision. Her dad favored Harvard, her mom Spelman. For her, it came down to a sense of belonging.
The percent of Black students at Ivies is very, very small. And so that can be a daunting statistic to be walking into. There's so few people that look like me who share my experience. I'm going to have to prove myself at every step of the way.
HBCUs like Spelman College have seen a surge in interest.
All you kids cannot be waiting that long for. Wait a minute. Why is there a dude at Spelman? Hold on. What is going on? Why is there a dude at Spelman? Maybe this ain't Spelman. But why are y'all waiting that long for Starbucks? Jesus. Starbucks is not that good.
In 2014, more than 4,000 people applied. In 2021,
she's wearing a Penn t-shirt at an HBCU.
More than 11,000
Y'all out of line.
Certificate program for adult learners.
Dr. Helene Gale took over as the institution's president this summer. An epidemiologist and a leader in public health.
And there it is. Damn. I had to figure, I was waiting for the boule to show up. I was waiting for the boule to show up. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here come the boule. But you know what? I'm not going to judge yet. Let me hear what she says. The World Economic Forum ain't helping your case though, madam. But let me hear what you're saying.
She spent her career in government and nonprofit roles.
Mm-hmm.
She views what's happening in the admissions office as a reflection of the rapid social change in the country.
This is a generation that grew up.
Damn. Hey, my guy, you can't open the door for her? Ain't this a bitch? I know y'all gonna tell me to take off the tinfoil coupe fee. What? Kiko for 10. Hello. What do you? Are you? Wait a minute. These motherfuckers walk to Spelman to go get Starbucks. All right.
Huh?
You know what? It's their parents' money. Fuck it. They like it. I love it. But, bruh, back to this. You couldn't hold the door open for this woman. You couldn't open the door. Damn. No manners. And you in the South. Nasty work.
With the Black president, they've gone through some of the social unrest following the murder of George Floyd and kind of the movement around Black lives. Young people are choosing to be in a place that nurtures them, that recognizes who they are in the world, and really thinks about how they can make this generation of young Black people succeed.
The increasingly competitive student pool comes as no surprise to Rosalind Gates Brewer, a proud Spelman alumna and the chair of the college's board of trustees.
Our talent pools have been very similar to the Yale and Harvard candidates, but Spelman is an absolute deliberate choice.
Before becoming the CEO of the Walgreens Boots Alliance last year, that operates some 9,000 drugstores across the U.S., she's also held top positions at Starbucks and Sam's Club.
About 10% of our class is graduating Phi Beta Kappa. Now, you wouldn't see 45 to 50 Black women graduate Phi Beta Kappa from Harvard or Yale, right? But you get that at Spelman College.
Brewer, a first-generation college graduate, is one of only 2 Black females running Fortune 500 companies.
There is something that I will tell you that is deep in my gut around taking on big challenges. And I'm not afraid of those. And I think I gained that at Spelman College.
While HBCUs account for just 3% of post-secondary institutions, they educate about 9% of all Black college students and produce about 13% of all African American undergraduate degrees.
Historically Black colleges were founded with clearly a racial justice initiative to attend to the ways in which African Americans could not attend white colleges and universities.
Professor Beverly Guy-Shiftal has been teaching at Spelman, her alma mater, for more than 50 years.
Many of them, for the first time, they have Black professors. They also see a Black college president, and they hear over and over again that this is a place made for you.
More than 60% of HBCU students are Pell Grant eligible, and tuitions average about 30% lower than predominantly white institutions. HBCUs also enroll more first-generation and academically underprepared students than other four-year schools.
We punch so well above.
Nah, I know it's the Atlanta University Center, but it's like, damn, they ain't got no Starbucks over there at Clark or Morehouse. They got to walk all the way over to Spelman. I get it, though. I'm finna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. Shit.
Our weight. When we think about what we're able to turn out with less resources than many of our peer majority institutions.
But there are still challenges, with less financial help from state and federal governments historically, and far smaller endowments than other schools.
There's been a bias from the very beginning, and you can look at state institutions that are predominantly Black and state institutions that are white, and there's always been a huge gap. We don't have adequate housing. We don't always have adequate infrastructure, latest technology.
Federal lawmakers have increased funding for HBCUs, providing nearly $2 billion since 2017, as well as an additional $2.7 billion this year in pandemic emergency relief. Alumni and philanthropists have donated more than $1 billion in recent years, funding scholarships and programs in science, technology, and other fields. But it's still not enough.
There have been lawsuits in states that found that their system underfunded their Black public colleges.
Nandrea Njoku heads the United Negro College Fund's Frederick D. Patterson Research Institute here in Atlanta. She co-authored a recent report calling for more funding.
We did a survey of our member institutions, and we found a majority of them
Who the hell was that
had
white
at
woman?
least $5 million in deferred maintenance. We still need those unrestricted funds to take care of the facilities and upgrade our institutions in the ways that we can continue to retain the students who have increased interest in enrollment.
Better known HBCUs like Spelman College are not in danger, but other institutions, many of them smaller and in rural areas, have not experienced the same recent surge in interest.
About a third of the HBCUs, 30 to 35 of them were in the red zone, financially precarious. They were tuition driven, and for an institution to be tuition driven, it's like an individual living paycheck to paycheck.
John Wilson served as the president of Morehouse College and as a White House advisor on historically Black colleges. He's writing a book about HBCUs and says the schools should seize the moment.
We've seen it come and go in cycles. If you go back to the 1980s, when Ronald Reagan took office, there was a national climate that was more racially hostile. The ideal is for HBCUs to be in charge of their own magnetism, to not be subject to the whims of the marketplace, but to control your own destiny.
HBCUs also play a broader role in society, with a history of propelling Black students into the middle class.
Their social mobility status is transformed. They can go from the bottom quintile to middle class because of the tools and skills that they get at these HBCUs. Spelman is an incubator of Black women who go on to STEM careers.
Guy-Shiftal doesn't see the interest in HBCUs declining.
To the extent that the U.S. remains hostile to people who are different, you need special mission institutions. You need ones that are Hispanic serving. You need women's colleges. You need tribal colleges desperately, and you need HBCUs.
Despite all the challenges facing this group of schools, for sophomores Cadence Patrick and Sakai Parker, it came down to something very basic.
I'm able to, look around and feel like the people around me understand me. It's possible that I can be in a space that is designed specifically for me as a Black woman, but I can also feel like a sense of belonging and never have to question that.
And that's a powerful reason, they say, that students will increasingly pick HBCUs. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Hari Srinivasan in Atlanta.
Well, there's that.
Free my people now. Free my people. Free my people now.
It'd be nice. I'm just saying, it'd be nice if at least 40% of the Black population went to HBCUs. It'd be nice. But everybody has to make their own decisions. We'll try this. We'll let y'all sound off, give your thoughts on what you heard, and I'll get up out of here. We'll leave it open for about 10 minutes. Whew. Oh, by the way.
But you didn't believe me. Why didn't you believe me?
Embarrassing. How'd that feel? All of you, how'd it feel? Should have left it alone. But you thought you were smarter than everybody. And now you're not so smart. Oh. What? Bruh. It's even worse. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do y'all... Oh, God. Do y'all see this? Hold on. Yeah. Ed Blum is an asshole. Oh my God. I hate Ed Blum. Do you know he tried to sue a company because they wanted to give out scholarships and opportunities? He tried to sue him for that. Oh my. We got to get this motherfucker out the paint, boy. Hey, that's a blessing. That is a blessing, 103. That is a blessing. So for today, that is a blessing for you and Val. Y'all get this here. Get some. RD, good morning. You said, do you all think Asians will start applying to HBCUs? What if I told you they are already there? There's Asians right now at HBCUs. But here's the thing, family. Remember they said no race-based admissions, right? There's one thing that's not going to help them. We're just going to call it what it is because we're in the vortex. Their name's not going to help. Nah. I'm not being xenophobic or racist. I'm just telling you what it is. Their name's not going to help them. And by the way, from everything you done heard, it's very competitive to get in. It's like second level to the Ivies. So yeah. See, now this ain't gonna work out. If they try that, it ain't gonna work. And then it's not like they can sue. Oops. This is why we told them it's not your best interest to play with this. We literally warned them. You're going to put yourself in a position where you're not going to be able to get in nowhere. Now, this was back in 2013. They said all races attracted to HBCU campuses. They all went. They all wanted to get in. But then again, you know, they didn't want to be around us until they were around us. Then they ain't cool. Then they not cool. Only way you'd see more Asians at HBCUs, you see more white people there. Just saying. Bring Marissa Tomei back. You know, 1-3 Queen, and thank you for the $5 super sticker. That's a blessing. And you get this here. Hey, that's a blessing. Shango Black Power, thank you for becoming a new member. Remember, it's only 99 cents. Helps me reinvest back in the platform and buy toys and clothes for the baby. And you get this here. I appreciate y'all. Yes, I do. This has been a beautiful thing. Maybe I could get to 100 by the end of the month. Maybe. But we'll see. Val Williams, thank you for the $5. That's a blessing. And you get this here. That's what's up. All right. Let me go run my errand before I go to work because I don't want to go to work. But hopefully you learned something. If you did, I've done my job. If not, I'll try to be better next time. All I'm going to say is, again, we have to get to our children. We have to let them understand what the worldview really is because this kumbaya bullshit is not working. And they've already told us they're done with the kumbaya shit as well. So, yeah. Oh, don't worry. There's a special stream coming next week as well. We're going to look at that white on white crime. Oh, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're not. And you know what? I'm going to let y'all make the decision. Should we do it here as a members only stream or should we go to Rumble where we can really show them and especially that's white supremacist haven over there. So some of them might stumble onto it and then start telling us about per capita. So I'll let y'all decide. Leave that in the comment of the, oh Lord, God damn it. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here they come. They already showed up. The Troubleman twins are in the building. The Troubleman twins are in the building. Okay, so Wallow said members. Miss Nisi said Rumble. So I want one. Who want to break the tie? Now remember, if we go to Rumble, I can show everything. If we do members only, I got to be careful. I might have to pull a Torian Rain. I might just have to have the still shot. But again, put it in the comment section. Oh, Carla, thank you for the $5 super chat. That is a blessing. That's a blessing. You ain't gonna get this here because I gotta go. No, I'm fucking with you. You gonna get this here. All right. Yo-Yo 103 Queen and broke the tie. She said go to Rumble. Okay, we're gonna do it on Rumble. So we will create that show and we'll put the link in. And we'll make sure y'all know that. Because the Rumble, woo boy. Some of these stories I'm seeing per capita, you Kardashians, y'all need help. I blame fatherless homes and y'all taking the Belle Biv DeVoe. I blame that. Miss Nisi, thank you for the $5 super sticker. I'm sorry. That's a blessing as well. Miss Nisi, you gonna get this here.
Moving on up, moving on up to the east side. Moving on up to a new looks apartment in the sky. Moving on up, moving on up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, wait a minute. Tethers win. Tethers win. Tethers win. Hey, shit. Woo. Hey, wave your socks in the air. Boy, Miss Nisi is gonna do me like Della Reese did Eddie Murphy in Harlem Nights. She finna Val Williams is about to call her bank and get back her $5. Woo! Hey, Miss Nisi, I got to start off your weekend right with a laugh. You know what I mean? I know you don't want to be at work right now. Let me put on my socks and get the hell out of here. You're about it. Woo! Yes, Della Reese. Oh, now you gonna shoot off my pinky toe. I'm gonna shoot that crusty motherfucker. She said, well, there it is. They all said, and then Miss Nisi gonna make me a big ass tuna fish sandwich with Texas toast. Ain't that a bitch? And then get pissed off that there's only a swallow in the orange juice bottle. And tell me get my ass out the kitchen. Then she gonna be like, I love that little old boy. And then she gonna put back the hammer on the gun. Now y'all see why I'm never gonna go to West Virginia ever in life. And my kid was like, I want to be a mountaineer. I want to go to West Virginia University. I'm like, word, you going by yourself with your mama. And maybe your little brother and sister. I ain't going. Why? Because you know about Miss Niecy. Oh, yeah, she still want to shoot you to this day, huh? Like, you goddamn right. I fuck around, enter her state through the rental car. I don't play that song. She gonna know I'm around. She gonna be like 85, still walking around looking to whoop my ass. I love you, Miss Niecy. I do. But let me get up out of here. I didn't waste enough time. No, you go beat your ass. No, she is Black American. She gonna roast me to death, and I ain't gonna have nothing to say. I'm gonna have my head down. And I'm like, give me a hug. And she was like, hug this, KG. And then she smacked me in the face. Whew. There it is. Crusty ass. There you go. There you go. See, that's love. That's love. All right. Let me get up out of here, fam. Take care. Stay safe. And you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence. I should play it again. Fuck it, I'm gonna play it again.
Time's up. But did we have a good time here? Hello?
At the end of the day gotta end.
That's it.